who are we then giving Russia in return? Congressman, just want to get your take on all of this.
Yeah, this is great news. Obviously, I'm very happy for them and the families. They've been wrongly detained, not really given a fair trial. Obviously, you're not going to get a fair trial. They're political prisoners. My biggest concern is who did they swap them for? It's probably some prisoners at Guantanamo Bay. There's the terrorist groups in the Middle East really want some of those groups out. As we know, China, Russia, there's some kind of tacit relationship going on, or even a stronger relationship, especially China and Iran in the Middle East. So they want people back. I don't know if it has something to do, and I'm just extrapolating here,
Right.
with what happened with Israel the last couple of days, where they've been taking out some of the Hezbollah and Hamas leaders, the IDF. So there's a lot going on that I really don't know the answers to, but it's good news that they're going to be coming home. And the questions remain, of course, as to who was given in exchange, or what was given in exchange. And I sure hope it doesn't reflect the recent 9/11 plea deal that we just handed out, which I think is totally outrageous and inappropriate and unfair to the victims of 9/11 and this country.
Yeah, I want to ask you about that. You just brought that up. So yeah, hearing that this morning, that those in charge of the 9/11 attacks more than 20 years ago were going to plead guilty. In return, they would not be sentenced to death. What do you make of that?
Look, it's incredible that this administration's main objective is appeasement, projecting weakness on the world stage, which is why you continue to have chaos. And so, the worst crime in American history on our soil is 9/11, and we're going to let these people not get the maximum sentence. I know that the 9/11 families groups, I haven't had a chance to weigh in on that with them. I know they're upset. I've seen some news coverage this morning about it, and a little bit last night. But look, this is what you're getting with this administration. They're pro-criminal. They don't support victims. And it's evident in their policies, whether it's New York State legislature, one-party Democrat left-wing rule, or New York City, or the cities across the country, or the Kamala Harris Biden administration, I'm calling it now, since she's the front runner for the Democratic Party at the moment.
Yeah, you're a New York Congresswoman, and you, along with all of us, will never forget September 11th, and hearing from the families this morning, and they've all said that they are sickened by this news, that they could kind of trade this plea deal and have these people continue on with their lives when they murdered thousands of Americans. What are you hearing, I guess, from victims, and what have you heard in the past from those who experienced loss on 9/11?
Right. Well, this is breaking news, but obviously we have been working very hard to help the victims. They've spoken with most of the New York reps, and we've been passing legislation for years now. It's hard to believe how long it's been since 9/11 occurred. It just seems like yesterday. But,
Yeah.
We say we're never going to forget, but here we are with more crime, giving plea bargains out, allowing all these illegal immigrants with criminal records, or we don't even know what they are. They're coming into our country and our state, and we're giving them the privileges of citizenship, like a driver's license,
Right.
in New York State and California and other states. And then we're giving them an additional protection known as the green light law. And I'll tell you why this is so significant with yesterday's news on the 9/11 plea bargain.
Mm-hmm.
After the 9/11 Commission came out with its findings, one of the biggest problems we had is our law enforcement agencies weren't working together to try to keep us safe. And as a response to that, the New York legislature, and under Governor Cuomo in 2019, came out with something called the green light law. That actually gave the licenses to illegal immigrants, regardless of their criminal status, regardless of what we know about them, without proving who they really are with legitimate documents. None of that was required. And giving them special status that we could not inquire. Law enforcement agencies could not inquire as to who they were and work with other agencies that may have information on them. They could know if they were dangerous. They could know if they were rapists or criminals of some sort. And we did the exact opposite of what had happened in 9/11 under Governor Cuomo and the left-wing New York legislature. That was one of their first acts when they took over the entire state back in 2019. And it's caused a lot of problems. Lake and Riley, numerous other needless types of murders have happened. This recent crime we just saw down in New York City with illegal immigrants attacking police officers down in Times Square.
Yeah, as Congressman Buddy Carter was telling me earlier, we wouldn't know Laken Riley's name if it weren't for this wide open border. All right, Congresswoman, thank you so much. Thanks for rolling with the punches this morning. A lot of breaking news to get to. Appreciate your insight.
Thanks for bringing on.